While celebrating the feast of St. Patrick today and thinking of our Irish relatives and friends, I think it's important also to remember that the Dean of St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin was at one point Swift, Jonathan Swift, the writer of Gulliver's Travels. And St. Patrick, Bishop of Armagh, the enlightener of Ireland, this man who journeyed like Gulliver to another country, and his influence is enormous. From Patrick, it comes from the Latin word for patriarch, for patrician, highborn, and I'm not sure he was particularly a highborn man. I think his father was a soldier, a Roman soldier, and was involved with taxation. He had a solid Christian upbringing and a solid Roman upbringing, but he lived on the edge of civilization, and he was kidnapped by pirates, taken to Ireland, sold as a slave, put to work with pigs, and he may have had a Christian background. He may have taken his faith for granted, but it's that experience of living in exile and of dealing with the unknown, and learning other languages and dealing with other people. Patrick escaped from slavery and then had various visions which prompted him to walk 200 miles, boarding a ship, going back to his home in Wales, studying for the priesthood in France under St. Germanus, and eventually being consecrated a bishop and being sent back to Ireland, where it all starts. And his idea of evangelizing the Irish, well, I don't suppose it's a popular idea today to be thinking about going into a country and changing people's traditions, because that's what it amounts to. But I think his commitment to the Irish people, demonstrated in his learning of the language, I think that commends him significantly more than the idea that he was taking this new belief and trying to export it or import it into Ireland. Beliefs and ideas change. Language changes. But to have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, to be straddling history like that, Patrick is one of those straddlers, and that's why I think he's important. The slightly masculine tone of the breastplate and all these other ideas are perhaps a little inappropriate to today's thinking. But Patrick is a person who should be honoured as a person of faith, as a person of vision, of a person who seizes the moment. So much of Patrick's early life was about chance, and yet he turned it round and found something positive. And I think I think in many ways he is an inspiration. I think there are many things about Patrick which are perhaps questionable, and but his stoicism, his determination to keep going despite problems, is something that we can adapt to every situation in our life. Patrick is an inspiration, and equally this idea of education, this idea of movement, this idea of movement and of educating other people. I think there's a big question about whether or not Patrick was educating or indoctrinating, but he was certainly passing on the fruits of his learning, and Ireland has Ireland and Irish identity is very much tied up with the image and the personality of St. Patrick. It's not for nothing that I'm wearing green today.